Morris on a sweep. Turns it up.
Hey coaches, this video is going to be 3 ways you could run the power concept out of 20 personnel. 20 personnel features 2 running backs and no tight ends, so you'll have our 2 back here, which is basically, it's our tailback, okay? And then we'll have our H back here, so those are the 2 running backs, there's no tight ends, and here's our 3 receivers. Okay, so there's 3 ways we like to run this. We did mess around with this formation for the first time this past season. The last 2 games we had it installed. We had actually the traditional way of running power, and then we had it with the Z kick out. We didn't have enough time to install it with our guard kicking out. But yeah, I mean, we liked it. It definitely shows some potential, and it's definitely going to be a concept we install very early on heading into 2020. So yeah, here we go. Here's 3 ways to run power. The first way we're going to run it is going to be your traditional power. Okay, our left tackle is going to double team this defensive tackle with the left guard. Now, if your left guard could handle them and they're not slanting, okay, or anything like that, then just have this left tackle go right onto the other inside backer, okay? If not, you could have him double team and then work to actually combo off onto this backside backer, okay? Or you could just have him stay on this double team so you could get this defensive tackle driven out. So, okay, so we'll just draw it up with our left tackle staying on a double team with the left guard. We won't have him combo off onto any backer. Center's going to block backside. Okay, he's going to replace the guard here. This right tackle is going to step down, and he's going to work to cut off. Okay, he's going to step play side, secure the guard's gap, and then he's going to look to cut off a linebacker. Okay, if he can't get this kid, say this kid flies out, just have him continue on to another player. Don't have him chase. Okay, so he'll step down, and I'll look to cut someone off. This DM we're going to leave unblocked. This kid should not be able to make a play on this, okay? If he is, then, you know, you could have this tackle base him, or you could read him, okay? If he's squeezing down or really chasing this too, just have the QB pull the ball. So you could have a power read, you know, element to this play too. So that's an option too. But really, this kid should not make a play. Okay, especially if you're mixing up your snap counts and things like that. But if he's aggressively chasing your tailback or 2 back in this case, you know, just have the QB read. If he squeezes down, have the QB pull it and keep it. Okay, so that's how you'll handle that. Now, you could tell your H, if he wants, you could cheat his split in a little bit, okay? Have him directly over the left tackle so he could gut this kid out, okay? So he's going to gut this kid out. He's going to kick. He's our kick out player. Okay, the aiming point is the inside hip. Okay, we can't allow this kid to squeeze down and work through our upfield shoulder. Now, to make this kick out block easier, and we are a jet sweep team, so we did implement a lot of jet sweep stuff. Okay, so we would send this kid in motion, and he would execute jet sweep for us here. So right through here. Let me change this. Okay, and the timing does need to be worked on. Okay, some of the timing, you know, it does vary depending on the player, speed and age. Okay, so yeah, we'll go on our jet motion timing and have him fake jet sweep. And it's very important that you know what, you either you run this jet sweep first to make them respect it, or 2, just make sure he carries out his fake. Personally, what we did, we would run jet sweep twice before we run power, and that will get these kids to influence. But the jet motion fake will influence this kid to widen, okay, and it will create a pretty easy kick out for our H. So make sure you tell your H, don't be scared to cheat up and cheat in to give himself a better kick out angle, okay? So always tell your kids, don't be afraid to cheat a little bit, okay, in their alignment one way or another to make it an easier block for themselves. So now we'll just stalk this. We'll stalk this corner. We'll stalk this corner too. If we're getting pressed man to man like this, we will tell our receivers to outside release and run off, okay? So outside release and he'll run off, or you could have him stalk, okay? Our rules, if they're playing off coverage, okay, whether it's off zone or off man, okay, we're going to stalk block. If they're playing press, hard inside leverage, we'll just outside release and run off. Then we don't even got to worry about blocking him. Quarterback catches a snap, hands to the tailback. Now this guard, okay, he's going to pull, and he's going to lead through the hole, okay? He's going to pull right off their blocks, and he is going to block this outside linebacker, okay? The first linebacker to show through the hole. A lot of times this kid will be influenced by jet sweep. This kid will, and this kid will. But, just have the guard pull. He's got to get his eyes on this front side linebacker, okay? Especially if he's creeping up pre-snap, okay? So when he pulls, he's automatically looking on the inside linebacker. Okay, if this was a 5-man front, okay, we would have his eyes on this outside backer, okay? But in this case, with 2 inside backers and the 4-4 look here, he's going to pull. He's going to eye this kid. Now, if this inside linebacker is coming up on the line to the motion side and blitzing down, okay, by the time this guard pulls and blocks this kid, he's going to already blow up the play. So this is where you could do some things with your left tackle. That's where you may want him to be able to combo off onto this this inside backer, okay? So he could double the guard with outside leverage here, and then eye on this backer, and if he creeps up or he blitzes, then he'll combo off and take him. Or if your guard can handle this tackle, you could have your offensive tackle go right to the inside linebacker. You have him play inside over free blocking rules, okay? If there's no one on his inside gap, he blocks the defender over him. If there's no one inside or over, then he gets free. Free means onto backers. So that's a way you could take away this blitzing linebacker and not have to wait. Because, look, if he comes up to the line and blitzes, by the time your guard meets him, he's going to spill the play, okay, or blow it up, so that's not good. So, again, it's how you want to run it. We tried to teach our kids to combo off, okay, but we just didn't have enough time to practice it. So we literally just doubled and had our guard pull through the hole. But, yeah, if they're sending this kid through this B gap, okay, then it's going to be tough for this backside guard to pull and lead. But, this is, the simple way to run power. This is true power, basic power 101. This is how you block power, regardless of the formation you're in. Okay, so, and this outside backer, he should be influenced by jet sweep, so you don't really have to worry about him. So that's the traditional way of running power. Here's power with our Z kicking out. Okay, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is our Z is now the kick out player, and our H is now blocking down, okay? And our guard still is going to pull and lead for this backer. Now, a lot of times, a good way to stop power, okay, is to squeeze this down block. So if they notice our H is cheating in and he's getting kicked out, and there's very few youth teams that are teaching their defensive linemen to squeeze. So I'm not sure how much you're going to see this. We had one coach this year that would run some gap exchanges and some slants. So he would slant this kid down and send him off the edge. And that was naturally squeezing. But if you do play a good coach, we know if we see a power team, whether they're out of the spread or they're out of the double wing or single wing, we're going to squeeze. We're going to squeeze those down blocks, wrong arm to kick out, and try to spill it outside. So if you have teams that are really squeezing this tackle's down block, okay, let's get all these guys drawn up real quick. Same rules apply. He's going to step to the guard's gap. Look the cutoff. I'll show you why I have this X running a slant here in a minute. This guard, he's going to block him. This defensive tackle, okay. Now, if they had a 5-3, say this nose was over the center, the center and the guard would double team the nose, and the left guard would work onto the middle linebacker. But right now, the guard is going to take him. Our left tackle, again, you have options. You could have him double team this tackle to get movement, or you could have him work right onto the inside linebacker. Okay, and that depends on game plan. It depends on a weekly basis. If this kid's a beast, you're having trouble blocking him, then you may have to double him. If not, your guard can handle him, great. Just have him handle the D tackle and have this guy work to nose. Have the left tackle work to the linebacker. The inside backer. Now, when I say squeeze, that means this defensive end, he's reading this tackle. When this tackle down blocks like it's power, okay, when he's reading a down block by the tackle, okay, he knows he's probably getting kicked, whether it's some kind of trap, some kind of long trap, or if it's power, okay? So a way to blow up power and trap is to squeeze this down block, because a lot of times this kid will block down and he'll come up field and it creates that big hole, and then it's an easy kick, and then you hit that lane. Okay, I mean, offensively, we absolutely kill defenses with this. But if this kid's taught properly, or they scout you and they say, okay, this kid's blocking down, you know the H likes to kick you out, so you were going to squeeze down or you're going to wrong arm it. Okay, so if this DN is cheating down or he's slanting post snap, that's impossible for this H to kick out. Okay. So we'll tag it. We'll have our we'll say Z kick. Okay, we'll say power Z kick, and that tells the H, okay, this DN squeezing. Okay, so he is gonna just wash him down. Okay, if this DN is squeezing this tackle, not letting him get onto the linebacker or closing that down block. Okay, we just have. Let's change the color on this kid. Color. We'll go green. Okay. So let's say this D end is squeezing down, this tackle's down block. Instead of gutting him out, we're just going to have our H wash him right down. Okay? So let's say our left tackle is comboing onto the inside backer. Okay? Or you could have him reach back here. Now, as I said, this kid's coming in jet motion. Okay? But let me change this here. Okay, this is where the jet motion is, and then we're kicking out this backer. Okay, a lot of times this DN will squeeze this offensive tackle's down block. Okay, so let's say he's squeezing it down. Okay, our H, we're gonna have him just wash this kid down. So he's gonna wash this D tackle down. The Z is gonna come and he is gonna kick out the outside linebacker. Okay, if this kid's squeezing down, then that means this kid is the contained player. This kid's going to come off the edge, so that's the kid we want to kick out. We always want to kick out the first defender outside the left guard. Okay, and you could see pre-snap, that would tell our H, okay, we got to kick this kid out. But if he's squeezing post-snap, and you have to have a coach watch this. Okay, I usually watch this for my offensive coordinator. Okay. So if I see they're doing that, then I'll tell them, hey, we got to go power, but let's go with Z kick. So we'll just wash this kid down. So a lot of times, you know, he'll come down and he'll come outside, and then that's who we're kicking out. Okay? And then nothing changes for this backside guard. His eyes are going to be on this inside backer. So when he pulls, okay, and then it's very important when he pulls, we have him skip pull, so he's square to the line of scrimmage. Okay, we want him square to the line of scrimmage and eyes on this kid so he could adjust his path, okay? So, you know, if we get a really good wash, the path may be here, okay? If this DN squeezes but he holds his ground, the pull path may be a little bit outside. So make sure your right guard pulls square to the line of scrimmage, okay? And you can utilize a nice skip pull that will allow him to keep his shoulder square, and he is going to keep his eye on this kid. Okay, so he's going to pull, lead through the hole, block this inside backer. Okay, now, quarterback catches the ball, hands to the two back here. Now, you could have the Z fake a quick now, the Y fake a quick now screen, or you could have him stalk block, or you could have him outside release and just run off if you're seeing press man. Okay, this X too, there's a couple different things you could do. You could install, again, the read game. If this kid's really crashing down, okay, and he's impacting the play in any way, you could have him read it, or you could run an RPO, okay? So if the team is playing man-to-man coverage, okay, when this Z comes in motion, he's either going to run with them across, and that'll leave this part of the field voided, okay, or he's going to pass him out to this backer, meaning when he motions across, if this Z comes out into a pass route, kind of we have a power pass, we call it, where he comes in motion instead of blocking, just continues into the flat. Okay, so you're either going to run across with him, or they'll bump him over to the outside linebacker and have him take him, or they won't run with him at all. A lot of times you'll see the defenses won't even run with them. I can't even tell you how many times teams don't respect our motion or run across or bump defenders out with it. Okay, so if you see they're disciplined, they're running with the player across, and you have a great receiver, you could run an RPO. If you see they're running across with them and you're getting pressed man, okay, and you got a good receiver, nice outside step, and then come underneath the corner with the slant. So you could run an RPO slant out of this. Okay, you could run a power read out of this. Okay, or you could pull the ball and just throw a quick slant. So that's a different way to attack it too. So you could see the options of this are endless. But this power with the Z kick, it's just switching responsibilities with the H. The Z, okay, the Z is gonna pull, and he's gonna not pull. He's gonna come in jet motion. He's gonna kick out, and the H is just gonna down block on this squeeze and tackle. So that's a nice adjustment. Okay, we'll run power straight up, like I said, like this off of jet sweep action. Once these guys stop being influenced by jet, we'll either go and keep running jet because they'll probably hit big, or they're selling out to run jet, okay, and they're starting to squeeze, or the DN realizes he keeps getting kicked out, okay, so he may cheat in or squeeze down. That's when we'll go to our Z kick. So how you stop power is to squeeze that down block, and when defenses start to squeeze the down block, that's when we'll just run our Z kick. So it's an adjustment for the defense's adjustment. So it'll still allow you to run power even if the defense is coached up on how to stop it. All right, the third play, I don't think you could call this traditional power. This is more like the belly blocking concept. We're a wing T team. That's our base. So we do run a lot of belly off of rocket sweep action. So the kids are familiar with the rules, so it's an easy install. But essentially it's the same thing. Okay? A lot of times the guard has a better kick out angle, okay? Because you got to remember the Z coming in motion, he doesn't have the best kick out angle because he's already kind of in the backfield and has to come up. And that's another thing too I forgot to tell you. Your jet motion player cannot go or lean forward until the ball is snapped, okay? So again, you have to work out your timing for this, okay? For us, he was about just over the guard when that ball was snapped, and he could continue out, and that didn't, allow him to get in the way of the snap or collide with our tailback. So the timing you have to figure out yourself. But if you're having your Z kick, make sure he keeps his motion a little bit flatter, okay? Have him cheat up a little bit because, he's going to have to kick this kid out. So it's going to be hard to kick out when you're so deep into the backfield. So have him execute a little bit flatter motion so that'll give him a good angle to kick out. Okay, so that's just a little coaching point there. A lot of times you'll see this kid will go forward a little bit before the ball is snapped, and technically that's a penalty. So make sure he doesn't gain any ground or go forward. He's got to stay flat on his motion, okay, until the ball is snapped. It's a little coaching point there. From a coach that runs a ton of jet sweep and a ton of motion and formation shifts and things like that, I promise you that's something you really have to coach up because sometimes, you'll have a kid go forward before the ball is snapped. All right, so belly. Okay, this is very similar to power. Okay, we're basically just having, he's gonna pull, he's gonna kick out. Let's make him red. All our kick out players are actually red. And then red. Okay, and then our pull players, we'll label them blue. Sorry, I thought I did this one. All right, there we go. Ooh. Oh, we're good. Okay. All right, now, nothing changes, okay? The only thing that's changing is our left guard is going to pull. He's going to kick out to this defensive end. Our H is going to insert for backer, and our left tackle is going to down block on this defensive tackle. Like I said, we're a big belly team, okay? We like to gap down backer, and we pull and kick, okay? And then we have some kind of sweep action, whether it's jet or rocket sweep action to influence. Okay, so this is just a change up, okay? So the kids aren't seeing double teams all the time, and it's just a different way to block a play that has the same point of attack. Okay, we're blocking this power differently. Again, I think this is considered more of a down scheme or a belly scheme, but we just call it power. We just tag it power belly. That'll tell our play side line that we're blocking power. And you can see we're running the same play. We're just running it different ways. That's what I like about it. It's allowing you to be simple, but also being multiple in how you attack. So center's going to block the backside A-gap defender. And for you guys that never know what to tell the center when he has double A-gaps, is our rule is he will always block the backside A-gap defender. So if the play's going to the left, he's blocking this kid. If the play's going to the right, he's blocking the left defensive tackle. Okay, so that's a little easy rule to remember there. Now, our left tackle. Okay, let's start with our right tackle, actually. Nothing changes for him. He's going to step play side. He's going to look to cut off. If this kid flies out of there, he's going to work on a safety or try to hit someone else. Okay, we don't want him to chase this kid and clip him or something like that. But yeah, he's going to step down, secure the guard's gap, and then he's going to work the cutoff. Center blocks backside A. Now, our belly rolls for our front side left tackle. And in our wing T, our tight end would be here. So our Y would be in here, and our H would be out. Okay, but, our rule is gap down backer. Gap meaning if there's no one in his inside gap, he's going to block the next defender down. So if there's no one in his inside gap, there's no one down, he's going to get onto a linebacker. So say there was a huge gap, which there usually won't be. There's usually either an inside defender or a gap down defender. Okay, so gap down backer. So he's going to block down on the first defensive lineman he sees, which will be this kid. H, it's very important that he cheats his split up. You could have him even cheated in a little bit. Okay, what we like to do is if they're aligning off our H on jet sweep, obviously we want him a little wider so he could kind of race and seal here. Okay, so a nice little key breaker here if you got a coach that's watching our H, because on power we tell him to cheat, and on jet we tell him to widen so he could seal this kid. Okay, so if you get a good coach that would notice that, they would say, hey, it's going to be jet, so he'll widen. So what we'll do is we'll have him actually right here. We'll have him cheat up, though, okay, because he has to beat this guard, so we need him to cheat up. But we'll have him a little wider, and that'll tell them, hey, it might be jet sweep. So this is another nice key breaker. Because if you see we run power every time, we'll have our kid like this. So a nice way to still run power and to throw them off is to have him align a little bit outside when it looks like it's jet sweep. So he'll cheat up. He's going to insert for linebacker. Okay. Our left guard is going to pull. He's going to kick. Okay. Aiming point is the inside hip of this D end. Okay. This kid should be influenced by jet motion. Okay. So we don't need the Z. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I haven't used this program in a while. I'm trying to see. There we go. I'm trying to see where the arrow was here. Okay, so he's going to fake his jet. Yeah, I haven't used this program in a while. I do like it, though. It's footballplaybookdesigner.com. Coach Youth, it's called. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, you could see. Again, your motion timing does vary. Depends on your player's speed and age. Okay, so we're going to fake like it's jet sweep here. Ball snapped. He's going to carry out his fake. Okay, a good jet sweep fake will influence this kid to widen and this kid to widen. And that'll create a pretty easy kick out for our guard and a pretty easy insert for the backer. And then this kid is going to be influenced with motion, so we really don't need to block him. Okay, and the X, you could start block or run off, or you could have the QB execute a power slant RPO or QB read of this D end. Okay, go power read here too. This kid's squeezing hard and impacting a play, which he shouldn't. But if he is, then I'll read him. Let him take himself out of the play, have the QB pull the ball, and that's that. Okay, so yeah, it's basically the same play. It's just switching responsibilities. Okay, we're still getting the great down block on this tackle. See, I love the belly blocking because you get such good blocking angles. You know, this kid, his head is looking in at the ball, so he's not even really going to see this block coming. So we're able to really get this kid washed down. And then the motion will influence, so we'll get this kid kicked, and we'll insert for this backer, and we just hit this seam. It's going to be a seam right here from the kick out. The down block seam, we're going to hit right in that window. Now I almost forgot about the pulling guard. All right, and you're running power. You know, nothing changes for your pulling guard, okay? He's going to pull, and he's going to block the first defender he shows. Now, if you want, you could have the H go for this other inside backer, okay? And then have him eye this linebacker. But if we're running belly against this front, okay, we do like our H inserting for this inside backer right away and then have him pull. We still want him to skip pull, staying square to the line of scrimmage and getting up and taking the first defender of the show. Okay, we want him to lead right inside of these down blocks. Right outside of these down blocks and right inside of this kick out. So that's 3 ways we run power out of the 20 personnel.